Dominic Reyes was fucking robbed, and right now he should be UFC light heavyweight champion. What's going on, everyone? It is the Mouth from the South, and goddamn, I am fresh off of watching UFC 247. What the fuck happened in that main event? So for those of you who don't know, UFC 247 was headlined by light heavyweight champion Johnny Bones Jones against contender Dominic Reyes. The fight lasted 5 rounds and went to the judges' scorecards. The judges made a unanimous decision, and the winner and still light heavyweight champion Johnny Bones Jones. And this is where the issues lie, because anyone who watched that fight knows for a matter of fact that Dominic Reyes should have won. Dominic Reyes, right now, he should be UFC light heavyweight champion, but he's not, because of 3 incompetent wank splats of judges. One in particular who ruled it 49-46 in favour of John Jones. Sorry, do you want to be up his fucking ass anymore? He's up there so far he can chew Jones's food for him. Jesus fucking Christ, the guy has clearly never watched any UFC, any MMA at any point in his life, because anyone with any kind of knowledge about fighting in general, you don't even have to be a UFC fan. You can love the fuck out of boxing, you can be a pro wrestling fan, and you can watch this fight and you can clearly see that out of the 5 rounds, Dominic Reyes wins 3. Rounds 1, 2 and 3 belong to Reyes. They are his rounds. And John Jones won 4 and 5. Well done, he did. Like, there's no dispute in that. But rounds 1 through 3 are all Reyes. And the fact that Joe Rogan, the voice of MMA, the guy you go to for MMA, sat there on UFC, on live TV, and basically turned around and went, the judges got it wrong, they've been awful all evening. And like, after, genuinely, after the fight had finished, the commentators said, don't shoot the messenger, this has gone to the judges. Because they knew that the judges were going to fuck it up. Because they made one awful error earlier in the evening, which led to a result that shouldn't have been. And then they fuck up with the main event as well. And that one useless cunt who said that Dominic Reyes won 1 round. 1. It's a fucking joke. It's pathetic. And this should not be the talking point of a UFC event. UFC 246, what was the takeaway from that fight? What was the main talking point? The return of Conor McGregor. The Notorious is back. He dominated Donald Cerrone and made him his bitch. And then made a call out to any mouthy fool who wants it. That is what we should be talking about. We should be talking about Reyes' brilliant victory over Jones, or Jones' dominant victory as a champion, and commiserations to the valiant Reyes. But that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about 3 judges, and one in particular, who fucked this whole thing up. Dominic Reyes right now should be UFC light heavyweight champion, but he's not, because these absolute wankers who have clearly never seen a second of MMA in their life have sat and judged all night, got things so wrong, and fuck up a main event that badly. And precious Johnny Bones gets to run off with his title in dubious fashion all over again. I mean, it's only a matter of time before he gets done doing coke or steroids before it's overturned again, so we won't have to worry too long. But the fact is, we shouldn't be talking about the judges. We shouldn't be sat after a UFC event critiquing the judges. That shouldn't be what the takeaway from a fight is. But the matter of the fact is, they have fucked this well and truly. And the fact that the commentators and professional fighters and websites and news reporters have jumped on this, and clearly they've seen it as well, and they've complained, saying that these judges have fucked it up, and that anyone with a brain knows that rounds 1 through 3 were all Reyes. Now, in the post-fight interview in the octagon, Reyes said he lost rounds 4 and 5, but he thought he won 1 through 3. Jones said that he believes Reyes won rounds 1 and 2. 3 was up for debate and 4 and 5 were all him. He thinks he won because of the takedowns and his grappling. That's all well and good, except for the fact that for the first 3 rounds, significant strike-wise, Reyes absolutely pulverised Jones. Also, when it came to grappling and wrestling and stuff, Jones couldn't do shit. Yes, he managed to land a few takedowns, but how long did he have him for? I think he had him on the ground for literally 5 seconds, if you're fucking lucky. He had, literally, the moment Reyes was taken down, he jumped straight back up, no ifs, ands or buts, and he was instantly sitting himself up back against the cage, and was managing to break free pretty easily. Yes, Jones managed to apply pressure. Yes, Jones managed to keep him in the clinch or grapple with him for a while. But it never led to anything. And Reyes always managed to escape with relative ease. Reyes never really looked bothered by Jones's grappling. So what the fuck does that have to do with the scorecards? Jones outstriked him, outlanded him, and managed to get quite a few successful takedowns in rounds 4 and 5. However, in rounds 1, 2 and 3, Jones wasn't successful with takedowns or grappling, and he was well and truly outstruck by the better man and the better fighter on the night. And we should be looking at Reyes as the light heavyweight champion, and Johnny Bones Jones should be dethroned. But because of 3 absolute wanktards of judges, that's not what's happening, and it's left a really, really sour, awful taste in the mouth of any UFC fan who's watched that. The moment it was announced, the boos came raining down. After the fact, after the show was over and both fighters had left the ring, the 3 commentators still sat there and were like, this was awful, the judging was awful, they got it wrong. And it's true. These 3 judges were awful, and the one who scored it, 49-46, as Joe Rogan said, he should have his judging license revoked. He should never be allowed to judge anything in MMA, in boxing, whatever. He clearly doesn't understand fighting. He has no clue what the fuck to look for. And genuinely, I've gone back and watched this fight 3 separate times since it first aired, because I wanted to be sure. Before I made this video, and before I instantly agreed with everyone online spouting about it, I wanted to make sure that what I was saying, I truly believed in. That Dominic Reyes should be here as your light heavyweight champion, that he should have won. And I can honestly say, watching the whole fight 3 more times, I can honestly say I completely agree. Dominic Reyes was well and truly robbed. And if Dana can do anything about it, he should. If he can put in a word to get the judge's license revoked, he should. If he can make an immediate rematch, he should. Because I can guarantee if they do that rematch again, Reyes wins. 100% of the time. Should have won tonight, but it didn't because of 3 awful, awful judges. And the commentators were even saying during the fight, we hope this doesn't go to the scorecards because they've got it so wrong. In round 3, when they were talking about how they were scoring the rounds, they were calling out this judge the one who scored it, 49-46, he fucked up massively in an earlier fight. And Rogan was basically saying, I hope it doesn't go to the scorecards. I really hope so, because this guy is awful and he won't rate it the way it should go. And lo and behold, that's what's fucking happened, and it's an absolute joke. It's made a mockery of UFC, it's made a mockery of MMA, it's made a mockery of the light heavyweight title, and it's made a mockery of up-and-coming star Dominic Reyes, and that is well and truly a fucking shame. It's pathetic, and that judge needs to be ridiculed and crucified as much as fucking possible. We should be looking at Dominic Reyes as UFC light heavyweight champion. End of story.